Caught off guard, I immediately whirl around.
Seriously? Wah, what's wrong with you?
Ayato? In contrast to my bewilderment, Ayato releases my arm and heaves an exasperated sigh.
Can't you do something about your lack of sex appeal? You really should work on that.
Who asked you for your thoughts? That's right, no one. And more importantly, sex appeal is the last thing on anyone's mind when they're caught off guard.
Pfft. You looked all depressed, but you're perfectly fine. Sorry I even bothered.
Was he worrying about me? That was sweet that he came to cheer me up.
But now that I think about it, you're probably gonna head on home and drink the night away by yourself, right? If you're paying, I don't mind joining your booze fest and getting wasted.
Hey, that's not what you said earlier.
Huh? I turn and all the guys who I said bye to at the rooftop are all there.
We got some beer left at our place. I thought maybe we could hang out a bit longer and have a drink.
That's my cue to exit.
Dude, you're seriously gonna peace out now?
He's not serious. I can call his bluff from a mile away.
Riku, I'm going to staple that trap of yours shut.
You guys,
Come on, let's get out of here.
wait. With Ayato's arm around my shoulders, everyone piles into the elevator. And before I know it, we head up to the floor for Makoto and Riku's apartment. Refusing to budge, their persistence fills me with a warm glow. Man, I owe them. Thanks to them, I feel like a huge weight's been lifted off my shoulders. I feel like I can finally breathe easier from the heart-wrenching experience that had just occurred. On top of everything that happened, I didn't even get to thank Ayato for standing up for me and bringing me here. I was probably being childish and immature, huh? Tomorrow's another day in the office, and I'll have to face Hiro. If I had to be honest, I feel sick to my stomach just thinking about it, but I can't let it get to me.
Earth to Aya, will you get your head out of the clouds already?
Sorry. Moving towards me, Ayato gives me a gentle nudge. The sudden closeness reminds me of when Hiro helped me by my waist, and my throat closes up. Even in the midst of being pressed against Ayato in the jammed elevator, I feel absolutely nothing. This is the second time Hiro's dumped me, and the heartache is almost too much to bear. Determined to have a good time drinking, I follow the guys closely behind. With a slightly more refreshed mind, I go to the office the following day.
All right, I will begin explaining in more detail about the special collaboration product.
We are meeting to discuss plans for the 100th anniversary project. It's the second stage of discussion, and we're going over more concrete details. One by one, each team is given a set of responsibilities and tasks. A special collaboration, huh? We've done a number of collaborations already. I wonder who we're going to be working with this time.
We will be collaborating with a well-established confectionery shop named Parole.
Parole.
Oh, I know that shop. You know, the one at the next station? It's literally just a few minutes walk from the station.
Yeah, I've eaten their desserts before. They're so pretty and so delicious.
The name sounds vaguely familiar. Come to think of it, it was featured in that magazine I was reading the other day. I'm sure it's a popular shop. But from the way it looked in the photos, the shop didn't look all that big. I can't help but wonder why we'd collaborate with them for such an important project. Wondering the same thing, the room is buzzing with everyone's whispers. Hiro speaks up with a steady, cool voice, immediately silencing the room.
Parole has never opened other shops, nor has it done any ads to promote the shop. It is a long-standing confectionery shop that's loved by their customers. Going into Kokonoka's 100th anniversary, we want to thank our customers through this project, and what better way to express our gratitude than to work with a shop that's loved by their customers.
A project about expressing thanks and gratitude. After hearing his explanation, I look on in awe of Hiro's eloquence and ability to convince everyone and get them to support his decision. Hiro is really something, huh? He has such a commanding presence, and he looks so attractive giving out instructions to everyone. As if dumping me wasn't bad enough, he had the nerve to say he'd be up to being friends with benefits. Despite all this, it astonishes me that I still can't find it in my heart to hate him. Stop. Stop, stop. This isn't the time to be thinking about this. Even if it takes me a while to move on, I can't daydreaming like this in the office. I have to focus. No matter which team I get placed in, I need to remember to keep my priorities in check. Fired up with determination, I brace myself as one person after another gets placed in a group.
Mr. Akashi and Miss Kairi from the secretarial department.
I'm in that group. All right. I'm going to give it my all.
That will be all for this team. I will be in charge of running things with this team, so I expect the best from all of you.
Wait, what? No way. I'm seriously in the same team as Hiro? After the meeting,
Miss Carey.
I'm heading back to my department when the last person imaginable calls out from behind. Hiro? Hello.
Hello.
I'm swept up in silent pandemonium, while Hiro, on the other hand, is completely composed and acting like yesterday didn't even happen. I'm the only one feeling awkward about this. Great.
I'm sorry about yesterday. Here.
Huh? Lowering his voice, he swiftly holds something out and I look to see it's a candy. Without even realizing, he lures me to hold out my hand and he gently plops the candy inside my palm.
Take it as an apology gift. Now back to work-related things. There will be another meeting in the afternoon, so I'll see you then.
With that, Hiro abruptly walks off. Candy in my hand, my mind lingers on his half-hearted grin. I'm sorry? Why is he apologizing and giving me candy as an apology gift? Hiro, you're not making this easy and this is so unfair. You know that? Desperate to calm my throbbing heart, I tear my eyes away from Hiro as he slowly disappears down the hall. This candy is that good luck fortune candy that we came up with, isn't it? It seems like a waste to eat it, but the desire to know what my fortune says eats away at me, and I slowly unfold the candy wrapper. I squint my eyes to read the fine printed letters. Spring is coming. Looks like Cupid's arrow is about to strike with a fateful reunion. What the? Are you serious? I just got my heart broken and they're giving me this load of crap? Despite my disbelief, sparks of hope burst forth in my chest, and I hurriedly toss the candy into my mouth. Tossing the wrapper away, I carefully tuck the fortune safely into my pocket. With the project now fully underway, we have our first official team meeting, along with the representing members from Parole scheduled that afternoon. Okay, the documents are printed and set to go, the tea is out, and all that's left now is... I'm doing a last-minute check when the door quietly cracks open. Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for coming in today. Please have a seat. So he's the pastry chef at Parole, huh? I didn't think the pastry chef would be this young. There's something vaguely familiar about him. Countless faces and names flash in my mind, but none of them click, and I grudgingly give up. There's something about him, but I can't place it. Crap. He's going to think I'm some creeper if I keep staring at him. As I'm frantically collecting myself, people begin to arrive. And lastly, Hiro walks in the room and the meeting starts right on the dot.
All right, we'll start with introductions first. This is Mr. Yakumo, the pastry chef for Parole, the confectionery shop we will be collaborating with.
Nice to meet you.
He sounds a bit on edge. I wonder if he's nervous or something.
This is a very new experience for me, but I plan on doing my best to make something great.
His introduction is short and definitely not something one would describe as flowery or welcoming. But despite the directness of his words, there's a strange, comforting feeling behind his tone. When I hear pastry chef, I imagine someone with a bubbly, talkative personality. But I'm sure there are many types of pastry chefs in this competitive field. So he may not be all that social, but he seems to have specific ideas for what he wants to make.
We are very pleased to be working with you. Being just 24, you might think he is still young, but he's studied abroad in France and...
As Hiro talks on, Mr. Yakumo lowers his head and returns to his seat. Just then, I'm hit with a past memory and my body goes suddenly still. Wait, hold on. Yakumo? Yakumo, studied abroad in France. Pastry chef. Quick as lightning, all the pieces come together and I'm immediately filled with nostalgia. No wonder he seemed familiar. It's him, Rin Yakumo. Rewinding back to my days in high school. Now that I think about it, the first time I met him was when I stayed to work on things for student council. Where's that sweet smell coming from? A whiff of sugary sweetness enters my nostrils when something soft crawls past my feet. What the? Huh? What's a cat doing here? As I'm wondering how the mysterious tortoiseshell cat got in here, it swiftly runs off. Hey, wait! Wanting to at least direct the cat outside, I break into a sprint, but it's already too late. Losing sight of the cat, I come to a halt when a mouth-watering aroma wafts in the air, more inviting than ever. It's coming from the home economics room. Classes should be finished by now. Could the teacher be making something? Curious, I softly peek inside. Huh? In a fastidious manner, the person spreading the chocolate frosting over the cake isn't a teacher of a group of students, but just one guy. Wait, I think he's in the same year as me.
What do you want?
Crap, he saw me. Sorry, I smelled something yummy, and I followed the scent here, and
You thought I wouldn't notice you peeking like some peeping Tom? Is that it?
What? No. It's not like that. I mean, I did peek in, but I wasn't trying to be a creeper or anything. Did you bake that from scratch?
What if I did?
Wow, that's amazing. It's so pretty and it looks divine. Do you like sweet things?
If I didn't, I wouldn't be making it in the first place.
Haha, touché.
What about you?
Huh?
Are you that obsessed with desserts you'd creep up on someone baking?
I already told you I wasn't creeping. But yeah, I have a sweet tooth and I especially love chocolate. Oh, sorry to bother you. I'll let you get back to your baking. See you.
Wait. I'm not going to be able to finish this on my own. If you want a bite, take a seat.
Are you serious?
If you don't want it, then go already.
No, I'd love some. Thank you.
What's wrong with you? It's not ready yet.
Oh, right. Haha, sorry, I got ahead of myself. I'll sit and wait, so don't worry.
Ah.
I pick a random seat and sit down, when a surprised tone leaks out of his mouth. Huh? What? Was I not supposed to sit here?
It's fine. Besides, it hasn't been coming around recently, and you sort of look similar.
Huh? What do you mean? For the first time, I catch beginnings of a smile before it's gone in an instant. And for some unexplainable reason, a warm sensation flutters across my heart. Ever since, he'd regularly let me try whatever he baked, didn't he? Working towards his dream of becoming a pastry chef, he stayed behind and kept practicing at school. Our classes were never the same, so this was the only time I saw him. And so, our little dessert tasting after school continued until graduation. In the end, I never got to speak to him at graduation, did I? We didn't even exchange our contact information, and we just went our separate ways, huh? The memories we shared together come flooding back. And before I know it, he isn't just the pastry chef we're working with, but is now simply an old friend from high school.
I plan to give my all.
He's been working hard to make his dream job come true, huh? He really made his dream come true. After the meeting. Okay, what should I do now? Hi. As he prepares to leave, I gather up enough courage to call out to him. I guess he hasn't recognized it's me yet, huh? Wait, could it be that he doesn't even remember me? I'm sorry about earlier. I'm Aya Kairi. Do you remember me? From high school?
Aya? Ooh.
Seconds drag on for what feels like ages until the doubtful look turns to recognition and surprise.
Tortoise shell?
There's a softness in his tone when he calls me by my familiar nickname. And I can't explain it, but bubbles of delight flow throughout me. It's been a while, huh? Since graduation? It's good to see you.
So why are you here of all places?
That's my line. I can't believe it's really you. After telling me I reminded him of the tortoiseshell cat that used to visit him, he started to call me Tortoiseshell. And the nickname sort of just stuck. And now that I think of it, he's never called me by my name, huh?
Ms. Carey, I didn't know you were acquaintances.
Oh, actually, we were classmates in high school.
Oh, I see. This is quite the coincidence, isn't it? Since you already know each other, you can be the main contact person when we need to get in touch with Mr. Yakumo.
I beg your pardon? Whoa, isn't that like a really big responsibility?
Since you appear to already be on good terms, and considering how you're close in age, it will probably make it easier to communicate. Am I right?
That will be fine with me if Mr. Yakumo doesn't mind.
I'm fine with anyone, really.
Perfect. All right, Miss Carey, I'll leave that to you then.
My heart twists painfully when Hiro shoots a smile towards me. It's not like I don't want a new challenge. I was given this responsibility, so I should be more positive. In the midst of ending up with a responsibility for the 100th anniversary that I was not expecting, I'm also left dumbstruck by a coincidental reunion with my old classmate. Feeling like the winds of change are stirring in the distance, my chest flutters about with anticipation. I'll no longer be seeing Hero in private, but I want to make sure I stay on top of things with work. Yes, sir, I will do my best. Seeing the motivation spark inside me, Hero gives me a grin. Too preoccupied with my thoughts, Rin's exasperated looks go completely unnoticed. Since it's our first official meeting, I send Rin off at the entrance area. As we walk along, I chat just to keep things lighthearted, but Rin doesn't give me so much as a smile. It's still crazy we ran into each other like this, huh? When did you get back from France?
2 years ago.
Oh wow, so you were there for quite a long time. So, are you like completely fluent in French?
Not really, just enough to get by. I'm not a blabbermouth like you, so I didn't need to people's ear off.
Exaggerate much? Your description of me is a bit excessive in my opinion.
Not really. Have you forgotten? You were constantly talking to yourself whenever you came to the home EC room.
That's because you were…
What's with that silly grin? Is something funny to you?
No, I was thinking how comfortable this feels, and it's like nothing's changed. I guess it was making me feel nostalgic is all. I'm always the one asking questions, and he only gives me short, brusque answers. But despite his lack of enthusiasm, Rin always hears me out and responds in his own way. His sincerity and kindness fill me with delight, and I remember how I always felt so comfortable around him.
This is fine here.
All right, well, I'll see you later. Oh, and…
What?
Congratulations on graduating, Rin.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Sorry, I just remembered that I never got to tell you that on graduation day. And I always wanted to tell you that, the next time I saw you. Graduation day. Before the ceremony, I had begged and managed to get a photo with Rin, but that was the last time I got to see him. But now that I think about it, maybe I should be saying this in regards to you reaching your goals. Congrats on getting your dream job. Not only have you worked hard, but you've also come so far. I admire that.
Tortoiseshell. You haven't changed yourself. Dramatic and prone to exaggeration as ever.
I'm not. I'm being completely honest.
Oh, really? Well, thanks.
Is he getting embarrassed? Rin, you're getting all shy, aren't you?
What did you say?
Look, even your ears are getting all red.
You can stop talking now. Don't look at me.
Sorry. All right. I'll stop talking. Thank you for coming by, and I look forward to working with you.
Yeah, same here.
Exchanging work number, I part ways with Rin. Reminded by quirks I'd forgotten about. I don't see how I could have let them slip my mind in the first place. With ups and downs, high school flew by in the blink of an eye. All these years, the slight regret I had carried deep inside since our graduation day is now gone, and I feel much lighter for some strange, unexplainable reason. I'm glad I got to talk to him and tell him that. With our coincidental reunion and being able to tell him congratulations, this was the start of a new chapter in my strange, indescribable friendship with Rin. Sometime later, the project is now in full swing. I'm Rin's main contact person, so we end up being in near constant communication with each other. And before I know it, it feels like we've slipped right back to how it was when we were in high school. Oh my god, this is amazing. It even has cotton candy.
It's whipped cream and cotton candy. Tortoiseshell. Hold this for a second.
Sure. Along with the frequent meetings at the office, I've also started to go with Rin after work, and on weekends to try different desserts for research, as well as satisfy our guilty pleasure. Delicious. The subtle sweetness fills me with delight, as Rin furiously jots down notes in his notebook. I glance over and see that the pages are beginning to fill up with mouth-watering illustrations. He's thinking of making a pie-like cream puff, huh? Come to think of it, I can see how that'll taste really nice with those different textures. Oh, are you going to add an ice cream here?
If you had to choose between caramel or coffee flavor, which would you choose?
I'd have to say caramel. But coffee would be good too. What if you put caramel sauce over coffee-flavored ice cream?
Greedy much?
He says that, but he's jotting it down. Pages full of scribbles, he closes the notebook and snatches the cream puff out of my hands before taking a generous bite.
What are you laughing at?
It's just funny seeing you eat a cream puff with such a serious expression.
Don't watch me eat. And will you wipe the white powder off your nose already? Sheesh.
What? I have powder on my nose? Since when?
This whole time.
You jerk. Why didn't you tell me?
I just did.
No, I mean, like when you first noticed it. Shoot. I shouldn't be fooling around like this. Seeing how comfortable Rin and I are together, Hiro has asked me to find out Rin's thoughts about the collaboration product. I'm excited to see what kind of cream puff you come up with for Parol's newest dessert. Speaking of desserts, how are things coming along for the project? Is it all right to assume that we're going to go ahead with the chocolate dessert in a cup?
That's fine, but I think you're too obsessed with chocolate.
Huh?
Are you sure it's smart to use your personal preference for something as big as your company's product?
Who said anything about me trying to get my way? And it's not just my personal preference, all right? For your information, I was basing it off on Kokonoka's #1 product, the Coco Choco.
Whatever. You were always eating chocolate back in high school. Don't deny it.
What? That's not true.
What are you gonna make next month? Is it chocolate? Oh, can you make something involving chocolate? Try talking your way out of this one. You're a chocoholic and no one knows it better than me.
I did say those things, didn't I? Wanting to perfect every confection, he would bake one dessert countless times a month, and he would pick a different recipe when the month was over.
And I even got to stop making cannelé pastries for a period of time too.
Oh, the chocolate cannelé? I forgot about that. Everything you made was so delicious, but that one was pure perfection.
You said the same thing when I made the madeleines and the brownies. You said that about everything I made. I don't know what to believe.
Really? I didn't know I said that. Okay then, I love everything you bake. All of your desserts are the best.
What's wrong with you?
I can't believe he remembered all of that. But now that I think about it, the reason I really liked everything he made was because he always worked hard practicing, and even after he was finished, he kept going. I got to try so many different types of delightful treats, and though he made so many desserts, it's crazy to think he was able to figure out what I liked best. Though his words are curt and his behavior a little cold, you can tell how much he observes people and how he has them figured out. Wait, hold on a sec. A dessert of the month? As pleasant memories rush back to me, a thought comes to mind. The collaboration project and a dessert of the month. It just might be possible. Several days later, wanting to see if my idea is feasible, I drown myself in research and furiously work on making a proposal. If we push back the release date, that will bring up other issues, huh? But I really think this is a good idea. Along in the office, my creative juices are beginning to run dry when…
Miss Carey, I didn't realize you were still here.
Good evening.
Is this a proposal for the project?
Yes, it's still in the beginning stages, but the last time when it was just the two of us was the day he turned me down. I thought I was starting to feel comfortable around him, but it's still a bit awkward. Aware of my unease, I stumble over my words, sharing the general details for my idea.
I see. Why is it that you haven't discussed this with Mr. Yakumo?
I thought it'd be best if I first made sure if it was actually possible to pull off before talking to him.
Why don't you talk to him first? I think it will give you a better idea how to move forward with the product. After all, it isn't you don't know him and you can't talk to him, right?
I guess you're right.
Since you know each other, you should use that to your advantage. Don't be afraid to use that as a positive.
After all, it isn't like you don't know him. Aware that he's only saying this knowing we're high school classmates, my heart twists unbearably at the way Hiro verbalizes my acquaintance with Rin in a matter-of-fact tone. He couldn't care less that it's just the two of us here, huh? I feel so stupid for getting so caught up with my silly emotions. He really doesn't see me in any special way other than a childhood friend, huh? Pushing all things aside, he's all professionalism. And as my superior, he carefully eyes my pathetic definition of a proposal and provides me with helpful advice.
You have a habit of being inconsistent with writing out the numbers in words and just using the numerals.
I'm sorry? That may be true and all, but why is he bringing that up?
Overall, everything is well thought out and easy to follow. Just make sure you pay closer attention to the finer details.
Yes, sir. The way he goes out of his way to help me like this makes it harder to move on.
All right, I'll leave you to it then. Make sure you don't stay too late.
Yes, sir. Thank you for your help and have a good evening. Leaving me with a few pointers, Hiro takes his leave. Finding myself alone once again, my tense muscles finally relax and I exhale deeply. Get a grip, Aya. I can't keep dragging my emotions on like this. I'm only going to tire myself out if I don't move on. Shaking my thoughts away, I glance at the clock. 9:30, huh? I wonder if Rin's still awake. Because of his early mornings, he usually is in bed early too. I send him a text to make sure he's awake before calling him when... Huh? He's calling me. Hello?
I was just going to bed. What do you want?
If you were going to bed, then why are you calling?
If you didn't need anything, I'm going to hang up.
Oh, wait. I do. I wanted to ask you something, but are you sure right now's okay?
Thanks to your parrot voice, I'm awake now. If you needed to talk to me, talk already.
Ha. Sorry. Thanks. You see, I wanted to talk about... There's a level of annoyance in his tone of voice, which isn't surprising. And despite his complaints, he stays on the phone and hears me out. Huh, weird. I'm not nervous like I was earlier. Completely at ease, my words flow smoothly out of my mouth. A stark contrast to how I was stumbling over them moments before. Feeling so comfortable talking to him, I feel my breathing grow steadier each passing second. With Rin's help, the proposal come together, and it gets immediately approved at a meeting days later.
Would you quit grinning like that? It's freaking me out.
I can't help it. It's the first time I made a proposal and got it approved so quickly. This is all because you helped me. Thank you so much.
It's nothing. It's all you. I hardly did anything.
No, that's not true. You did do something, and it wasn't nothing.
You're rambling now.
Oh, shush, you know what I mean. If it wasn't for the other night, I wouldn't have been able to make this proposal. So, I'm glad we talked.
That makes one of us. I couldn't wait to hang up and stop listening to your loud parrot voice.
Are you being serious? You should have said something.
I told you no, didn't I? What do you want from me?
I don't believe you.
Well, I'm happy for you. After all, Mr. Eniwa approved it, right? That's gotta mean something.
What? At the sudden mention of Hiro's name, my heart skips a beat. Yeah, you're right. He is, after all, the person who makes the final decision, right? It's so nice to know it was approved.
Sure, whatever you say.
Anyways, this is all thanks to you. I owe you.
How many times am I going to have to hear you say that?
It goes to show that I'm that grateful for you. All right? Crap. He caught me off guard, but hopefully I wasn't too obvious about it.
If you're that grateful, the least you could do is buy something at the shop.
Huh? Oh, like buy a dessert at Parole? Sure, I can do that.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, good work today. I'll see you around. We part ways, Rin heading towards the elevator as I turn the corner. Come to think of it, I still haven't stopped by the shop, huh? Possible dates bob around in my head as I mentally go through my schedule, and I make my way to the cafeteria to meet with Saori for lunch. At the end of the day, I get to leave the office without staying for overtime, and I stop by the shop Rin works at. Ooh, they're still open.
Good evening.
Seeing how it's close to closing, the place is quiet, with hardly any customers. Rin's nowhere to be found, and the only member of staff I see is a friendly-looking young girl by the cash register. I wonder where Rin is. Oh. Behind the counter. I catch sight of Rin looking extremely serious in the kitchen. He looks so focused. It's the same expression he had back in high school. What is this feeling? His sculpted face is perfectly poised, and just the sight of him takes my breath away. It's several seconds later when I catch myself gaping at him.
Thank you very much.
Oh, excuse me. After a customer finishes paying, the door slowly opens as they depart the shop, and I'm the last customer left. I'll probably only be bothering him if I try to speak to him. Huh? If I catch him when he's done with work, maybe I'll be able to chat with him a little about the project. But first things first, I better pick out a cake. Many of the selections are already sold out, but all the desserts still available look divine, and just seeing them makes my mouth water.
They all look tasty, don't they?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so indecisive when it comes to desserts.
Hey, I'm the same. Please take your time. There's no rush.
Thank you. Her soft, kind voice puts me at ease, and I gaze admiringly at the array of delectable cakes. Did Rin make all of these? Thinking this, I look over towards Rin once more. Working earnestly on the cake in front of him, I find him in the same place I last saw him. As if in some kind of trance, my eyes are fixed directly on him. Shortcake, opera cake, Rin, banana tart. As my eyes roam about indecisively over the fine desserts, I sneak glances at Rin.
Excuse me, do you happen to be Miss Carey from Kokanoka?
I'm sorry, how did you know?
So I was right. When he was telling me about his project, he mentioned that he got to meet a classmate from high school and that they will be coming by.
I didn't realize Rin talked about me.
I wasn't too sure when you first come in, but when I noticed you looking around the kitchen area, I thought you might be.
She caught me looking at him.
I'm just glad I wasn't nonsense to some stranger. I'm sorry for asking you out of the blue like that.
Please don't worry about it. It's no problem at all. I've seen him be focused before, but not to that level. I'm sorry if I was coming across strange.
Not at all. Here, wait a sec. I'll go and tell him you're here.
No, that'll be all right. I wouldn't want to bother him.
It won't be a problem at all. You came all the way here. He would like to see you, I'm sure. Rin, someone's here to see you.
Cracking open the side door, the female staff member cheerfully calls out. Rin stops frosting the cake and looks up. He saw me. Glancing towards me, surprise flickers across his furrowed brows, and he steps out from the kitchen.
When I said to stop by, I didn't actually mean today, you know?
I wasn't planning on coming right away either, but after looking over my schedule, today just happened to work out better. And I did want to keep my promise, so here I am.
I think you mean you wanted to keep your promise of getting yourself a cake, so that's why you came. Am I right?
You're being a bit rude.
It's the truth. Anyways, can you hurry up and choose something already? We're closing and have to clear out the display case.
Wait, hold on a sec.
Rin, don't be like that. Please don't listen to him. Take your time and pick whatever you like. We can clean up other things first, so there's no rush.
If you say that, she's literally going to take ages to choose something. Just like someone else I know. Mikoto.
A gentle smile spreads across Rin's lips, and it's a look I've never seen before, and I watch with surprise. So her name is Mikoto, huh? They look like they get along really well.
Oh, it's already time. I better go out front and close up. Hey, Rin, do me a favor and cover for me at the cash register?
Sure, I'll move the plants, so leave them.
It's fine. I can move them just fine now, so no worries.
Yeah, but who was it who toppled over one the other day? That's right, you?
Can we please move on from that? Sheesh, how many times do you have to keep reminding me?
We're already short-handed, so don't do anything that could get you hurt.
Thanks, I will. I'll be going then.
Wanting to be considerate towards me, they softly chatter amongst themselves. I don't know how to describe it, but I don't know what it is, but Rin's different from when he was in high school and how he is now. Since I've known him for a while, I can tell there's a difference, but... For a split second, Rin's eyes follow after Makoto as she walks out through the front door. A tender yet pained expression lingers over Rin's face. They are definitely close, but could it be that Rin has feelings for Makoto?
What are you looking at? Have you picked something yet?
Yeah. The thought flashes by quick as lightning. But that idea refuses to slip away, and instead floats around in the back of my mind. After purchasing the cake, they let me wait around in the dining area. About 30 minutes later. Saying farewell to Makoto, Rin and I meet to discuss a few things about the project. Thankfully, the proposal for the upcoming plans were approved, but we'll have to come up with other ideas aside from changing up the menu. What do you think we should do?
We usually use fruits that are in season, but you're saying that's not going to be enough, that we need to come up with something new, right?
Yeah, but coming up with something totally new is going to be difficult. It's easier to think of ideas that other people have already come up with, sure, but then it's just the same old recycled idea as everything else out there. I think we need to approach this as a different way. We need to focus on what makes this collaboration special.
Making something that's original?
Yeah, I mean, we can also play with other items like the color themes or use florals. I was thinking it might be nice to include those things. As Rin ponders for a moment, his pencil races across the notebook as he furiously scribbles something. The page is filled with different markings. He's back in the zone. Just like when he was frosting the cake earlier. Observing him closely, I crane my neck to the side. Silence falls over the room, and the coffee in our mugs slowly disappear as time ticks away.
Hey.
What's up?
Instead of focusing just on flowers and colors, what do you think if we change the theme every month?
Change the theme?
This whole time, we've only been thinking of themes regarding being thankful, reflecting on memories. I've been thinking how we can approach each month differently, while still using the same thing. Maybe we can do something like a series. We'd have part 1 and part 2.
Saying this, he flips his notebook so I can have a look.
Most customers have something in mind when they come to the shop. It might be something as simple as an afternoon dessert. It could be a present for their family, something to cheer someone up. There are so many reasons people buy cakes. If we come up with different meanings for each dessert, I think we might have something to work with.
True. If I was a customer, I'd be interested in what each cake meant before I chose which to buy.
Spreading joy one cake, one dessert at a time. That's what we strive for here at Prole. That was something my grandpa always worked towards. I don't think we should limit ourselves to one theme, especially if we're trying to connect with a number of different customers.
You're right. That makes perfect sense. Rin's definitely not the most talkative person, but he's like a different person when it comes to work. I can sense the sparks of motivation bursting forth. Seeing the sincerity and passion blazing in his eyes, I feel determination rise against my chest.
I mean, they all should be somehow connected with one overarching theme, though.
Oh, then what if we put the emphasis on the person you're wanting to give the gift to?
You mean the person receiving the gift?
As I was listening to you, I was thinking it doesn't have to be just a gift or for celebrations. Gifts shouldn't be limited to just special occasions. I personally think that countless reasons are at play when people get gifts. Don't you think?
True, you have a point. So, what if we had special desserts specially made for friends, family, significant others?
Yes, that's it.
That way, each dessert would be different. It'd be easy to differentiate between them.
The wheels in his mind are turning, and he grips his pen tightly. He jots down friends and family when his hand comes to a sudden halt. He carefully spells out significant others, and Rin's face glows ever so slightly. Seeing his expression come to life, Makoto immediately pops up into my mind. I was right. Are you in love with Makoto?
What?
Crap. Did I just say that out loud? Without meaning to, the words slip out, and Rin's face shoots up and he looks directly at me.
What did you just say?
Oh, it was just a passing thought. Think nothing of it. But seeing how he reacted like that just now? Sorry for randomly blurting that out. Was I right?
You're jumping to conclusions.
Then why are your ears all red? He desperately covers his ears, and in that split second, I remember something. Come to think of it, that's what he always did whenever he got embarrassed, huh? Heh. I don't know why I even remembered that.
I can't believe this.
His usually prickly demeanor is nowhere to be seen, and instead, he's flustered and all over the place. It's so cute just seeing him like this, and I can't hold back my smiles any longer. I'm sorry, but you're pretty easy to read.
That's my line, thank you very much.
What?
That's right. Don't think that I didn't notice you batting your eyes at Mr. Aniwa. You got it bad, don't you?
What? Now it's my turn to get all flustered, and my mind is buzzing with a million thoughts. How did you...
Mr. Aniwa is Hiro, that childhood friend who lived in the same apartment complex as you, right?
How do you remember that? I never mentioned that once to him since we saw each other.
All the times you made me listen to all your nonsense about Hiro, I'd have to be thick-headed to forget. And that's besides the point. The look on your face says it all. You might as well be holding up a sign.
Well, you're one to talk. With all the hearts shooting out your starstruck eyes, anyone would know you were head over heels in love.
Shut up. I wasn't starstruck.
Oh, sorry. I meant a guy madly, hopelessly in love. Sound better?
Enough of this. You're being immature. I don't have time for this. This is so stupid. I can't believe I'm even giving you the time of day for this junk.
Hold on a sec. I study our figures in the window. We're all embarrassed because we guessed each other's special someone, and now we bickering like kids. Hahaha, you're right. We're being ridiculous.
Jeez.
Heaving a deep sigh, Rin rests his chin in his hand. Having exposed each other's secrets, I feel strangely more comfortable around him. Is it all right if I ask you something?
Even if I say no, you're still going to ask, aren't you?
You don't have to answer if you don't want to. I was wondering if you and Makoto were going out.
Did it look like we were?
Honestly, I couldn't tell. Could have gone either way.
No, we're not going out. What about you?
Me? Well,
What the heck? You're going to be nosy with me but no say anything about yourself? Real nice.
no, I don't mind telling you. I just didn't want it to get all awkward is all. So recently he dumped me and before I know it, I'm telling him the whole story. We find out this is our first real love and how Rin has never even confessed his feelings to anyone before. And I go as far as to share that I was dumped not once, but twice. So that's me. Hiro only sees me as a childhood friend. It's always been that way, and it's the same now.
Huh. And yet, after being dumped twice by the guy, you're still hung up on him,
Well, I probably come across as one of those people who just can't take no for an answer. Don't get me wrong, I know I can't keep dragging my feelings like this, and I'm planning to move on.
Do you have to?
What do you mean?
A quality you have is that you get so determined that you give everything you got. Maybe too much.
Rin, his unexpected words leaves me utterly speechless. Do I really?
Yeah, like you say you're going to go to bed, but you call me up and chew my ear off with all your rambling.
I'm sorry about that night. I really appreciate you listening to me.
The worst is when you're having to dash to catch the last train of the day. But it goes to show just how focused and determined you are in everything you do. I better keep it up, because there's no way I'm going to fall behind. It's something you have that makes people want to push themselves more, and that's a skill in itself.
Rin, I'm not sure about that.
Well, tortoiseshell, you're free to think however you want, no matter how weird and backwards it might seem. Even if that effort might be pointless in the end.
Does he always have to make those snarky comments?
I don't see the point in having to force yourself to move on. That's all I'm going to say.
Do you think I should hold out and wait to see if anything changes?
Don't ask me. Do whatever you want. You're the one who needs to decide in the end.
Kurt, like usual, he grows silent, but it's like he's quietly cheering me on and I feel encouraged. And a warm glow floats inside my heart. I was telling myself I should move on since he dumped me. It's nice having someone push me forward, encouraging me to keep going. Thanks, Rin. I hope things turn out well for you too.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Don't play dumb. I'm wishing you good luck with everything with Makoto. I'll be cheering you on, sending happy thoughts so that you guys will work out.
You really are the best. I really appreciate the support.
Hey, don't make fun. I'm being serious. I'm rooting for you and I'm telling you I got your back whenever you need support. I do have one favor to ask you.
What is it?
If I ever get caught up in my emotions and don't know what to do, will you be strict with me whenever I'm getting lazy and need someone to be honest with me?
So you're basically telling me you'll cheer me on as long as I do the same for you. Is that it?
I'm not trying to force anything on you. I just thought it'd be nice to have each other's backs, you know? Like having a support system.
Fine, whatever.
I was preparing to have him shut me down, but he agrees to my suggestion. Thanks. Well, good luck to both of us, huh?
Enough of this talk. Clean this up, will you? Now that we've got a more organized idea for this project, let's go.
In his usual brusque manner, he rises to his feet and moves swiftly back to the kitchen, 2 cups in hand. This is all sort of strange, isn't it? I don't even know how to describe our relationship. Are we buddies, each getting through our unrequited love? No, that kind of sounds weird. I feel like there's a better way of saying it that will give it that extra oomph. Pact? No. League? Alliance? The word slowly rolls off my tongue. In that split second, it feels like it all comes together. That's it. He's sort of like my ally in regards to unrequited love. Feeling satisfied, I swiftly gather my things.